From brothers who do anything for each other to those who'd rather ruin everything, these are the most loved and most hated cartoon brothers ever. When it comes to brothers who make every day an adventure, there's one pair who always steal the spotlight. Phineas and Ferb Fletcher aren't just brothers, they're a dream team. Every day of summer, they wake up and decide to do the impossible. And what makes them so loved is that they never compete. They celebrate each other's strengths and bring out the best in one another.
Shake, shake, shake,
Hey, Candace, guess what? This is our star.
I thought we were getting out of here.
Ferb and I thought we'd fix up the place.
Take Roller Coaster, the very first episode. Phineas comes up with a wild idea of building a full-size roller coaster in their backyard. Most siblings would laugh or call it crazy, but not Ferb. Without saying a single word, he picks up the tools and makes it happen. That's their whole relationship in one scene. Big dreamer meets quiet genius.
May I present to you a spectacle most of the morning in the making? The coolest coaster ever!
Then, in Phineas and Ferb Get Busted, when their parents finally catch on to their inventions, both boys end up at reform school. Even there, facing punishment, Phineas and Ferb stick side by side, protecting each other and refusing to let their bond break under pressure. They don't turn on one another, they face it together.
When life's never dull, we're a hole for your skull.
How dare you do all this without permission?
But all our building permits are in order.
I mean, my permission.
This morning I asked you if we could modify our car to make it fly.
I was talking about your toy car.
That's rare in cartoons. Most siblings are shown bickering or one-upping each other, but Phineas and Ferb prove that being different doesn't divide brothers. It makes them unstoppable. Fans don't just like them for their inventions, they admire them for the way they work as one.
Hey Ferb, now that we own a star, we should go check it out. And how cool is space travel? The G-forces, eating dinner out of a tube, going to the bathroom without going to the bathroom, not to mention the weightlessness. Ferb, I know we're gonna do today.
Even Candace, who spends the whole series trying to bust them, gets patience and kindness from her brothers. They don't hold grudges, they include her whenever they can.
Hurry, they're in here!
Ferb, you got that thingy working yet?
Gotcha! You guys are so...
Phineas and Ferb show us the ideal version of siblinghood. Support, fun, and unshakable. No matter how wild the idea, no matter how big the challenge, they're always better together. And that's why they aren't just loved, they're legendary. Not every brother's a hero, some just live to make your life miserable. Brad is the textbook example of a hated brother. Arrogant, lazy, and endlessly self-absorbed, he constantly targets Kik just for daring to chase his dream. Instead of cheering him on, Brad seems to take personal joy in embarrassing his younger brother at every opportunity. A classic case of older brother torment that fans love to hate. In episodes like Brad's Room, his selfish streak is on full display. He refuses to share space, treats Kik like a nuisance, and shows zero interest in compromise or brotherly care. Every little interaction becomes a battlefield, proving that Brad thrives on control rather than connection. Then there's Battle for the Basement, where their sibling rivalry teaches legendary proportions. Brad pulls out every trick in the book to sabotage Kik, from underhanded schemes to outlandish stunts. No plan is too cruel, no prank too petty, as he works tirelessly to maintain his upper hand in their never-ending feud. What makes Brad such a memorable, hated brother isn't just his selfishness, it's the one-sided nature of the relationship. Kik keeps pushing forward, determined to chase his goals and hold on to his own sense of integrity, while Brad seems to revel in blocking his every move.
Where's my gum collection?
Oh, your plaque full of nasty chewed gum?
Despite the chaos and constant battles, their dynamic is oddly relatable. Anyone with a sibling who loves to push buttons, tease, or sabotage their dreams can instantly recognize the struggle. I know I do. It's funny, messy, and chaotic, but it also perfectly captures the darker, more frustrating side of brotherhood.
Certainly, Mother.
You've been getting in far too much trouble lately.
That's in the past, Mom. We've learned our lesson.
We're quite fond of each other.
Fans may roll their eyes at Brad, but his antics make Kik's perseverance even more inspiring. The contrast between the two brothers is extreme, showing that in cartoons, sibling rivalry can be both entertaining and painfully real. Sometimes the best brothers aren't defined by blood, but by the bond they build through loyalty and laughter, and nobody embodies that better than Jake the dog. If brotherhood had a gold standard, Finn and Jake would be it. From the very first episode of Adventure Time, their bond sets the tone for everything the show represents: loyalty, chaos, and unconditional love.
It was right after you messed things all up with Flame Princess.
Yeah, that sucked. But then we found the dungeon train, remember? That was awesome.
No, it wasn't.
Sure it was.
Jake may be a magical talking dog, but when it comes to being a brother, he's as real as it gets. Their relationship feels grounded even in a world of candy people, monsters, and talking animals, and that authenticity is what makes them so beloved.
Jake, I think I'm afraid of the ocean.
Say what now?
I need your help to overcome my fear. Will you do it?
No, I don't really want to do it.
Jake, come on!
I'm just messing with you. I'll do it.
Jake is the kind of brother who gives terrible advice one minute and life-changing wisdom the next. He'll tease Finn relentlessly, whether it's mocking his heroic overconfidence or poking fun at his obsession with princesses, but the moment trouble strikes, Jake is there without hesitation. He stretches across dimensions, fights monsters, and cracks jokes to keep Finn calm, showing that being a brother isn't about perfection. It's about being present when it matters most.
I started just charging him willy-nilly. I was able to get to the end and find you.
And then the whole thing disappeared. But I wonder how come I don't remember any of it.
I don't know. Yes.
Are you gonna open your eyes now?
Maybe.
Are you scared?
In episodes like Freak City, Jake's guidance helps Finn navigate unexpected chaos, blending humor with genuine care. And in Holly Jolly Secrets, we see the emotional depth of their bond as Jake supports Finn through difficult truths about himself and the world. These moments remind viewers that brotherhood isn't just about fun adventures. It's about growing together, learning from mistakes, and always having each other's back.
Starving homeless guy is the wrong thing to do.
Why?
I don't know. I said maybe.
A hero always helps someone in need. And besides, he's probably secretly an elf who will reward us for being nice.
Their adventures go far beyond silly quests. Finn and Jake show what it truly means to grow together, to fail, to forgive, and to protect one another even when life gets unpredictable and strained. Jake proves that being a brother isn't about winning every battle or always being serious. It's about loyalty, support, and the occasional dumb joke to keep spirits high.
What a nutty guy.
What the heck, man? What kind of deal is that? I help somebody out, and they make me a stinky foot?
Through their ups and downs, Finn and Jake exemplify a brotherly bond that inspires fans of all ages. They remind us that chaos, humor, and unconditional support aren't just for cartoons. They're the building blocks of any true sibling relationship.
Hot jam. You're really scared of the ocean. In fact, you're so scared, it gives me an idea. Let's start a business of being scared of the ocean.
Jake!
Okay. I have a plan to get rid of your fear.
Some brothers light up the room with their loyalty, while others create chaos the second they walk in. Bart Simpson is one of the most iconic cartoon brothers ever created, but also one of the most frustrating. As Lisa's older brother, he constantly gets in the way of her achievements, mocks her passions, and thrives on causing chaos. He's the bratty sibling archetype, someone who loves being the center of attention, even if it means making life miserable for the rest of the family.
Lisa, certain differences, rivalries if you will, have come up between us. At first I thought we could talk it over like civilized people, but instead, I just ripped the head off Mr. Honey Bunny.
In the episode, Lisa's Substitute, Lisa finds a teacher who inspires her and finally gives her the respect she deserves. But when Bart runs for class president, he undermines her moment by turning the election into a popularity contest. Lisa loses, not because she lacked ideas, but because Bart made it all about himself. It's a classic example of how his selfishness hurts his sister.
I'm not allowed to vote, but I strongly suggest you elect Martin. Martin?
As your president, I would demand a science fiction library featuring an ABC of the overlords of the genre.
Another prime example is Bart vs. Thanksgiving. While Lisa spends hours creating a thoughtful centerpiece for the family table, Bart destroys it in seconds. Instead of apologizing, he runs away from home, playing the victim while Lisa is left in tears. The message is clear. Bart doesn't just make mistakes. He refuses to take responsibility for them, which makes him one of the most difficult brothers to love.
And if any part of you should fill that air, it's your own fault.
Over the years, Bart has shown flashes of loyalty, but more often than not, he embodies the nightmare sibling. Loud, lazy, and endlessly inconsiderate. He represents the side of brotherhood that tests patience and proves that sometimes being family doesn't always mean being lovable. Some brothers are born into your life, others swim their way in. Gumball and Darwin prove that family can be chosen and hilarious. The Watterson brothers are one of the most chaotic sibling duos in modern cartoons, but beneath their silliness, their bond is pure gold. Gumball is reckless, loud, and constantly getting himself into trouble. Darwin, originally just a family pet fish, grew into a brother who balances Gumball's wild side with loyalty and warmth. Together, they turn every disaster into an adventure.
I don't understand. For my whole walking life, I've had to keep my mouth shut, having to deal with everyone's annoying little habits. But now, I can say what I like. Oh, are you ready? Yes. Run that way.
Remember when Darwin evolves from pet to sibling? It could have easily turned into a weird gag. Instead, Gumball immediately accepts him as family. From that moment on, their brotherhood feels unshakable, a reminder that love doesn't always need blood to be real.
You just... Come on, man, speak your mind! You're so bottled up, you're choking on your own frustration! Say what you think!
When you try and sound smart and mix up your words, you sound like a fool.
Another shining moment is in The Choices. While the story centers on their mom's past, the way Gumball and Darwin interact shows how far their relationship has grown. They argue, joke, and stumble through the story, but their care for each other shines through every scene. Even in their most ridiculous arguments, they never lose that undercurrent of loyalty.
Welcome to level 1! The leap of faith!
What makes Gumball and Darwin stand out is how naturally they balance each other. Gumball pushes boundaries while Darwin brings heart and conscience. It's a classic case of siblings being total opposites, but also exactly what the others need. Fans adore them not just because they're funny, but because their relationship feels genuine in the middle of all the absurd comedy.
Remember that time they found a creepy picture in your school book and you said you didn't do it? Well, that was me. What?
The Watterson brothers show us that brotherhood doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's loud, but at the end of the day, it's built on loyalty, laughter, and love.
Oh, don't worry about that now. We're free. I love this game. It's so much fun. Yep.
Some brothers spend their lives protecting each other, while others spend decades trying to tear each other apart. Stan and Ford Pines are proof of how deep sibling grudges can go. In Gravity Falls, the Pines twins should have been unstoppable together. Stan is a street-smart hustler, and Ford is a brilliant scientist. But instead of joining forces, their difference turned into a lifelong feud that fractured their family. What makes their story so compelling is how real it feels. Because unlike quick cartoon spats, their bitterness lasts for decades. The flashback episode, A Tale of Two Stans, lays it all out. As kids, they dreamed big together. But when Ford got accepted into a prestigious school, Stan's jealousy and insecurity boiled over. That fight snowballed into one of the most painful breakups in cartoon sibling history. Ford chasing knowledge, Stan being kicked out of the house, and neither forgiving the other. Later, and not what he seems, the feud comes to a head. When Ford finally returns after years trapped in another dimension, instead of a tearful reunion, the brothers are back at each other's throats. Their shouting match in front of Dipper and Mabel shows how unresolved pain can poison not just two siblings, but an entire family. While they eventually reconcile, Stan and Ford stand out because they represent the darker side of brotherhood. Instead of jokes or pranks, their story is about resentment, jealousy, and how stubborn pride can destroy bonds. Fans love Gravity Falls for its mystery, but what sticks hardest is the reminder that even the closest families can fall apart when grudges run too deep. Not every family looks traditional. Sometimes the strongest brotherhood is built out of three very different personalities who choose to stick together. Grizzly, Panda, and Ice Bear from We Bare Bears aren't your typical siblings, but that's exactly why fans love them. Each brother is wildly different. Grizz is the energetic leader, Panda is the sensitive dreamer, and Ice Bear is the quiet, stoic oddball. Yet somehow, when they come together, they form one of the most wholesome brother groups in cartoons. In the episode, Our Stuff, the brothers lose all their belongings to a thief. Instead of turning on each other in panic, they work together with each brother's quirks playing a role in tracking down what they've lost. It's a perfect showcase of how their difference becomes strengths when they actually lean on each other. Another heartwarming moment comes in Panda's date. Panda, nervous about meeting a girl, nearly spirals out of control with insecurity. Grizz and Ice Bear don't just tease him. They support him, giving advice, encouragement, and even stepping in to save him from complete embarrassment. It's funny, but it also highlights how deeply they care for one another. What makes this trio so special is their loyalty. No matter how mismatched they seem, the bears remind viewers that family isn't about being the same. It's about standing by each other when life gets messy. Fans don't just laugh at their antics, they see themselves in these brothers trying to make it through a world that doesn't always understand them. Grizzly, Panda, and Ice Bear prove that brotherhood can come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's awkwardly silent, but at the end of the day, it's always unconditional. Not every sibling is smooth sailing. Sometimes it starts off rocky and takes time to grow. Tommy and Dil Pickles from Rugrats are a perfect example. When Dil was first introduced in the Rugrats movie, fans saw just how messy sibling dynamics can be. Tommy, who had always been the leader of the babies, suddenly felt replaced. In one unforgettable scene, his frustration boiled over so badly that he nearly abandoned baby Dil during a storm. It was shocking for viewers, showing that even beloved characters like Tommy could struggle with jealousy and resentment. The tension carried into episodes like Brothers Are Monsters, where Tommy imagines Dil as a literal creature ruining his life. It was exaggerated for laughs, but it also reflected a very real issue: the fear of losing attention and love when a new sibling comes along. Over time, of course, Tommy and Dil grew closer, but those early moments struck a chord with audiences. They showed the raw, uncomfortable side of brotherhood that many families actually go through in real life. It wasn't picture perfect, and that's why it stood out. Brotherhood isn't always about common order. Sometimes it's loud, messy, and completely unforgettable. Tanner and Sumo show us how fun and loyalty go hand in hand, even when chaos reigns. Tanner, the more adventurous and sometimes reckless of the pair, and Sumo, the goofy, unpredictable sidekick, balance each other perfectly. Their bond isn't built on perfection, it's built on genuine care, shared laughs, and the willingness to face life's wildest moments together. From the very first episode, you can see how their friendship spills over into a brotherly connection, complete with playful teasing, messy antics, and heartfelt support. In the episode pilot, Tanner drags Sumo into a ridiculous neighborhood adventure, and even when things spiral out of control, Sumo never hesitates to help. He's goofy and impulsive, but his loyalty is unwavering. That episode captures the essence of their dynamic. Chaos meets heart, and somehow it works. Another standout moment is Sumo's day off, where Tanner goes out of his way to cheer Sumo up after a rough morning. Their interactions mix comedy with genuine warmth, showing that even in the middle of nonsense, they've got each other's backs. It's this balance of fun and support that makes their bond feel real and relatable. What sets Tanner and Sumo apart is that their brotherhood isn't about hierarchy or who's in charge. They mess up, they argue, and sometimes get on each other's nerves, but every time, they come back stronger. Watching them navigate small victories, big mistakes, and endless adventures gives fans a perfect example of what makes a brotherly bond not just fun, but truly beloved. In every sibling duo, there's one who causes the chaos and one who has to clean it up. For Victor and Valentino, that dynamic never stops. Victor is the older brother who means well, sometimes, but his ego and impulsiveness constantly get in the way. He's loud, mischievous, and always thinks he knows better than everyone else, especially Valentino. His selfish streak often turns their small-town adventures into complete disasters. In the episode Dead Ringer, Victor's jealousy over not getting enough attention pushes him into reckless decisions, nearly putting both brothers in danger. Then, in Brotherly Love, we see their relationship at its most real. Victor's need to prove himself ends up hurting Valentino emotionally before he finally learns a lesson about humility. Fans often call Victor the reason everything goes wrong, but that's exactly what makes him such a fascinating and frustrating brother. His love for Valentino is buried deep under all the teasing, bragging, and troublemaking, but it's there. It just takes a few disasters to dig it out. From the sweetest brothers who'd build you a rocket, to the worst ones who'd probably push you off it, cartoons never hold back on sibling drama. So tell us, if you could trade siblings with any of these cartoon brothers, who are you picking and who are you avoiding at all cost? Comment down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, watch this next video on your screen right now. You'll love it.